Meow.
One morning, SwingPoynt was sitting comfortably on SharePoint when the familiar ball of fluff leapt onto his lap, brushing its head against his stomach. What the cat was that, he shrieked, shock rising in his voice. Swing got up from his seat and picked up the fluff ball. After about 50 minutes of snuggles, he took the fluff ball to his Zumba dungeon, but alas, he had forgot about his favorite rainbow Zumba pants. Oh, what a tragedy. He must do Zumba in his rainbow pants or the whole world may end. Swing stumbled around trying to find them, pausing and furrowing his brow in confusion as he mumbled to himself, I swear I left them here. The stress of losing his beloved Zumba pants drove SwingPoynt bonkers, not that he wasn't already, but nonetheless it did.
Bonkers.
Swing raised his head to look out of the window, noticing the newest addition to their family, Orgy the orange cat. The sudden burst of excitement caused him to run outside, petting the beloved cat, and prancing through the streets screaming, my pants, my pants.
My pants, my pants.
While prancing through the streets, Swing spotted a small scrap of paper lying on the floor. It was shaped like a human and looked to be a part of a Sachiko ever after charm.
Oh my god, this is getting creepy.
Oh hell no, he exclaimed, staring at the paper. Small stones seemed to lodge into Swing's feet, causing girly squeals to manage their way out of Swing's mouth. He glanced over to the grass of the park just ahead. To the park, he stated, over-exaggerating his arm gestures towards the park and managing his way over, trying to avoid the sharp pains from the stones.
This is so long! Okay, let's keep going here.
Pacing around the bright green blades of grass tickling his feet, he stumbles upon to what he can make out as a cat. As he got closer, he got a clear look at the animal. The cat seemed to have piercing orange eyes with a sleek back coat, its muzzle streaked with gray from old age, a small red collar loosely hanging round its neck with gold letters engraved into it that read Mr. Midnight. Confusion filled his head as a menacing look appeared on its face, a psychopathic look. Stay away from me or I'll have to use my special technique called finger blasting. Swing stumbled on his words as the fear built up inside him. The cat quickly batted a paw at Swing's ankle, causing the horrific squeal from his mouth. The cat moved back and a sudden flurry of black feathers almost knocked Swing to his feet. No, no, not the birds.
Not the birds!
He screamed before panicking and stumbling out of the park and towards a mass of trees. Running around terrified, Swing was fearing for his life. All around him crows began to caw at him menacingly. Go away, you damn birds, Swing screamed in fear. All I want is my rainbow pants. Swing began to slow as he approached the familiar woods. His thoughts still frantically rushed through the previous scenes in his head. No way, this is all real, he murmured to himself as his feet began to slow, letting himself fall onto the soft ground, creasing the blades of grass and catching his breath. A sudden silence filled the air with the occasional caw of crows, but it was too silent. Do you like frogs? A sudden croak rang in his ears. Swing gasped at the statement as he recalls the killing of the frog. Oh no, he spoke, mainly to himself but loud enough for the frog to hear.
This is from the witch's house. Oh god.
Do you like frogs? The frog repeated itself. Do like frogs, do like frogs, do like frogs. The voice began to sound almost demonic. Swing rose to his feet and opened his mouth to speak. Horror plastered onto his face. Nope, nopety, nope, 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 he squealed, running back to the house, the only place that seemed sane. Swing made his way back to his house, which was fairly difficult considering the immense trauma he has just been put through. As he reached the front door, he saw something out of the corner of his eye. A mixed cluster of dark colors. He shrugged it off, thinking it was just his imagination. He opened the door and walked into his living room.
Oh my god, the suspense!
He was about to slouch into his chair when he saw a beautiful cat, sitting neatly on the coffee table. This cat had the same physique as the black cat he had previously encountered, except this cat was not black. The colors of his fur melted together, sudden shades of gray and black reflecting in the sun. Its eyes, a burning yellow, like the yellowish haze emitting from a subtle fire, that gazed into SwingPoynt's, as if judging him.
Am I about to sex a cat?
Some part of Swing felt like screaming, but something stopped him, something soothing. He felt safe in the presence of this cat.
Oh my god, this is getting so weird. This is getting so weird.
The strange cat lifted its head, as if to let out a meow. Do not be afraid, SwingPoynt. I am merely here to help you get your precious Zumba pants back. The cat's mouth did not appear to be moving, yet Swing could hear the cat's soothing voice. How can I hear you? Swing asked. I am speaking to you telepathically. The cat replied, a glint of mischief in his eye. Swing was flabbergasted.
This is so ridiculous.
Not only had he just been attacked by a strange black cat, but now this other cat seemed to be talking to him, telepathically. Oh God, I really am dreaming, aren't I? He exclaimed, his hands reaching up as he shook his head into them. I have to try to wake up from this crazy nightmare. He began shaking his head violently and pinching his arms in attempts to try to wake himself up, but to no avail. He finally gave up, sighing and dropping his hands to his sides. Alright, Mr. Magical Cat, why do you want to help me? He questioned half sarcastically and half filled with defeat. The cat stared in amusement. Now is not the time for questions, now is the time for action. We must get your pants back before the Maggot Queen has a chance to unleash their power on the world. And with a mischievous glint in the cat's eye, he leapt past SwingPoynt, brushing its tail along his leg, as if beckoning him to follow. So he did. The cat lead Swing upstairs to the attic, which was cluttered with miscellaneous objects ranging from old lamps to a strange diamond rod that we are not going to go into. The cat lead him to the very back. A very clean dollhouse stood out from the rest of the dusty junk. It was obvious it had been used recently. Neatly lining the shelf next to it were dolls. The cat snatched the one that had frilly purple hair and dressed in a beautiful princess gown. Swing gasped a little as the cat carelessly swung the doll back and forth, as if to tear it apart. Swing snatches his precious doll out of the cat's mouth. No! He screams, not Casey. Casey's head spins around to face Swing.
Oh God!
Why hello dear, the doll says. Startled, Swing lets go of the doll and flees to the nearest corner and proceeds to cry.
This is so ridiculous!
The doll is now on her feet, an apologetic look crosses its woven face. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you, I was just saying hello. Swing wipes his eyes and says, someone pinch me because I'm dreaming? You've already tried that, exclaims the cat. Anyways, Casey here will help us enter the dimension where your pants are being held. That's right, Casey said enthusiastically. Turning to the dollhouse, Casey raised her hands high and started chanting a phrase over and over in a strange dialect.
This is so weird, guys! This is so weird!
A dark vortex streaked with purple and blue began to engulf the tiny dollhouse, flooding the room with an eerie glow. Veil, that's that, Casey said
excitedly.
The rag doll proceeded to climb on Swing's shoulder. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's go. Wait, Casey, are you sure you want to come with us? The cat asked. It will be very dangerous. Oh, don't worry, you silly kitty. I can take care of myself, Casey said, mischievously waving her arms in the air. The cat sighed. Well, I guess that's that. Come on, Swing, let's go. Wait, Swing turned to the cat. You never told us your name. The cat stared gloomily at the portal. I don't have one. Swing was shocked. Surely this cat had a name, and if not, he'd give him one. Well, how about we call you Larry?
A cat has no name.
The cat pondered this for a second. Okay, Larry it is, he said. Now, enough lollygagging. Let's do this. Swing took a deep breath, and stepped through the portal.
Let's do this.
Swing was surprised to discover that travel via portals were very different to ones he used in video games, as they were not as instantaneous, and out of boredom he fell asleep mid-portal. When he awoke, he found himself surrounded by 11-year-old girls in princess dresses, fairy wings and riding stick horses. They were all staring down at him as if he was the first man to ever wander into this mystical place. Oh God, my butt aches, said the sleepy Swing. Immediately the circle of girls around him screamed deep and hid behind the nearest conveniently shaped lamps. Oh God. Swing squealed in response and also hid behind a conveniently shaped lamp.
Did you hear these Undertale references?
Now within his hiding spot, Swing began to feel safe, calm, too calm. Something was wrong. He could feel breathing down the back of his neck and craned his neck to look behind him to see a unicorn.
Oh my god, is it the unicorn from the Sandman?
He immediately fainted, making a rather low-pitched as it hit the ground.
Oh my god, this is so... I feel like I've been everywhere just to get these pants.
When Swing came to, all the girls start to laugh. Ew, you stink of horrible things. You have fleas like other boys. And the girls clench their noses tightly. Larry joins the girls and Swing moans, "What are you doing?" Larry says.
Larry says what? Oh my god, what does he say?
"It's 5 against 1, I'm not being a loser like you." Swing pulls an angry impression at Larry, giving him the signal to get his fluffy butt back over to him. Larry runs back over to Swing. "You are supposed to be on my side, Larry," says Swing in embarrassment. Swing walks up to the girls and shouts, "Leave me alone," like a girl, then storms off with Larry and Casey, but they weren't getting away so easily.
Oh my god.
The 11-year-olds loaded their bubble guns, put on mother's makeup, got out their lollipops and mounted their unicorns to chase them down. Swing slowly turns around to find screaming girls chasing at him. He sequels and runs as fast as he can, but there was no point. They caught up to him and circled him. He knew that he had all but one Donald Trump card left up his sleeve. Working.
I got a Donald Trump card up my sleeve and it's twerking?
"Okay, but don't fail me now," Swing said as he proceeded to squat. As he shook his butt in a rather random manner, he thought to himself, "Oh hell yeah, I'm good," while the rage of the young ones diminished.
Oh hell yeah, I'm good!
But this rage was turning into fear, and within 20 seconds of him doing his thing, the girls were running away screaming. Even Larry threw up a bit. "Hey, wait. I've barely gotten started," he said, immediately receiving a stern look from and a shake of Larry's head. "Enough shenanigans, Swing. We don't have time for this," Larry shouted. Swing immediately stood up straight, startled by the cat's harsh tone. Okay, you're right. Let's go," Swing said. He turned to follow Larry, who had already begun the 7.45692 kilometer hike to the Bakimi forest.
What the fuck?
After 5.159353 hours, the group finally reached the edge on the Bakimi forest. Swing was out of breath. Can we take a break?" He clutched his side in pain. "Not an option," Larry said. "We need to keep going." "Okay, just give me a minute." Swing doubled over as the cramps got worse. Larry sighed. "Fine. We can take a break." Swing exhaled.
Oh my god, I think it's almost done.
Thanks. It took a bit for Swing to recover. By the time he did, it was nightfall. The Bakimi forest looked even creepier than it did in the daylight. Swing looked up and stared. He did not want to go in there. He looked at Larry and said, "Nua." Larry glanced at Swing. "You have to. It's the only way to get your pants." Swing was only able to stammer, "BB, it's dark, and scary." "Swing, do you want your damn pants or not?" Larry's voice echoed through Swing's head like someone had just put a megaphone to his ear and shouted into it. "Isn't there a way around?" Swing asked.
Do you want your damn pants or not?
"Nope," Larry said. "We have to go through." "But..." Swing started to speak, but he was cut short when he saw Larry and Casey trotting down the trail. Swing signed and followed.
What the hell is going on?
Fortunately for Swing, they didn't need to travel far. About a mile down the trail, they came upon an abandoned stone temple. "Is this it?" Swing asked.
Is this it? Is this it?
"You betcha," Casey said enthusiastically. She continued, "You have to complete 10 trials in order to face the Maggot Queen and retrieve your pants."
Oh my god.
Swing's eyes grew wide. Maggot Queen?" he stammered. "That sounds terrifying." "Not really," Casey said. "She's really not that big." This made Swing feel a little bit better. "All right. Let's go." He shouted to the heavens before racing into the temple, closely followed by Larry.
Larry and Casey.
When they stepped into the temple, they knew they had made a terrible mistake. The door closed behind them automatically. "Well, shite," Swing said with a whiny tone. "I guess there's no turning back now." They descended into the darkness, where the first trial awaited.
Oh my god, this is so ridiculous!
The first trial was extremely difficult for Swing, for it was an 8-piece tile puzzle, just like the one from Calling. It even had the same little bird on it.
Fuck you!
God damn it! Swing groaned. It took him about 30 minutes to solve it. By the time he finished, both Casey and Larry had fallen asleep. He woke them up and they continued.
Piss off! That puzzle didn't take me that goddamn long!
8 trials later, they reached the last room. Swing was awfully tired and Larry could tell. "Swing, is something the matter? Is there something wrong? Is something wrong? I just fought a pudgy skeleton with a blue eye. Does that sound like I'm okay?" Swing yelled voraciously.
Oh my god, Sans! Sans making the cameo inside of here. Oh my god, this is so great.
The walls of the ruins rumbled. Swing lowered his voice. "Not to mention I has totally jacked by that tall, stocky skeleton 7 times. I just want to get this over with."
Papyrus.
"It's a good thing this is the room where the Maggot Queen lives," Casey chimed in. Swing signed and entered the room.
I don't even know who's on my side anymore.
The Maggot Queen was just as Casey had described, not very big. She was sitting on top of a pedestal with a pile of rainbow-colored fabric. His Zumba pants. Swing was relieved that his pants were alright. He walked up to the pedestal and flicked the tiny insect off his pants. He proceeded to grab the pants and snuggle with them. Larry and Casey looked on with utter disgust. What they didn't realize was that the Maggot Queen was still alive, and she was evolving. A bright light pierced the darkness. Swing stopped smelling his pants when he saw this.
What?
Larry and Casey froze in place. The Maggot Queen was no longer the Maggot Queen. She was now the Queen of Flies. She had grown 100 times her initial size and was now towering over the trio.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Her gargantuan wings started flapping, producing strong winds that threw Swing and his friends against the wall. "She's so strong," Swing yelled. "I don't think we'll be able to beat her." "No, Swing," Casey yelled. "Put on your Zumba pants." Swing gave her a confused look. "What will putting on my pants do?" he asked. "Just do it," Casey yelled. Swing shrugged, and when the Queen of Flies paused before throwing another attack, he put his pants on. "Good. Now dance, SwingPoynt. Dance like you've never danced before." Swing barely had time to react. Casey had taken out her iPod and started playing Zumba music on full blast. Swing looked down to see his pants radiating with a golden glow. "What's going on, Casey?" he asked with a confused tone. Suddenly, Swing had the urge to dance. "Casey," he said, alarmed by the feeling, "why do I feel like dancing at a time like this?" "Because," Casey said, "you have the power of Zumba within you. Only you are able to harness this power." Swing understood. He was the only one who could defeat this gigantic fly. Not just to survive, but for his friends, for humanity, for this story to have a meaningful plot. So he danced. SwingPoynt danced with all his might. He Zumba danced until the golden light coming from his pants filled the room with a warm glow.
Oh my god.
The Fly Queen let out an ear-piercing screech, reeling back, cowering against the wall while SwingPoynt danced. He could feel the energy building up within his pants, until he knew they couldn't store it anymore. The song ended and Swing struck a pose, releasing the stockpile of energy from his pants. A seizure of color erupted from his pants, hitting the fly with full force. The fly let out one final squeal before being vaporized. Soon, the color died out, leaving Swing and his friends alone in the middle of the vaporized forest. "Oops," Swing said,
Oops.
blushing. "We should probably go," Larry said. "Yep," Casey agreed. The trio of friends fled to the portal and jumped in. SwingPoynt awoke from his deep slumber. It took him a second to realize where he was. He was in his house. Larry was sleeping on his lap. Swing sighed. It had all been a dream. There was no queen of flies. Larry couldn't talk and his rainbow pants were folded neatly on the coffee table. Swing looked at the clock.
It was all just a dream? You kidding me? This didn't actually happen?
It was 3:45 p.m. He was almost late for his Zumba class. He shot up from the chair, grabbed his rainbow Zumba pants and ran out the door. Larry let out a yawn, opened one eye and said, "Good luck to you, SwingPoynt."
Oh, so creepy.
That concludes this SwingPoynt fanfic. Would you like a part 2?
Yes! That was amazing! That was incredible! Oh my god! I've been reading my diary. Oh my god.
You! You thought you could scare me with footsteps and creepy noises. Now! Now I can scare you!